Work hired the girl who destroyed my self-esteem at college, but now the tables have turned and I'm going straight to the HR department for my petty revenge. I, 34 meters, am a lead developer on a team at a mid-sized SaaS company that is around 100 employees. Basically, we are large enough that there are employees we can see and recognize, but not necessarily know by name. Recently, we had a new hire, Krista, 33 feet, who joined the PM part of the project I'm working on. I have a history with Krista from college. In college, I was very much in my own shell. I didn't treat myself well and was an introverted nerd with bad posture and poor fashion sense. Krista had quite a few friends in college. She wasn't super popular, but she was well liked and conventionally attractive from my perspective. We shared a few classes together, and one day she asked me for help on an assignment. I helped her, and we talked. She seemed genuinely friendly to me. After assisting her with a few more assignments, she asked if I wanted to meet her at a coffee shop after class to talk. I agreed, but when I got there, Krista was nowhere in sight. I waited about 20 minutes before calling her. She answered, started laughing, and I heard several other voices laughing. Krista said something like, "Why would I want to date a fat loser like you?" I looked out the front window of the shop and saw one of Krista's friends holding up her camera phone, seemingly recording. For the next few weeks, jokes about me circulated, and flyers with my face from the coffee shop video, labeled creep, in bold letters, were plastered around. I kept my head down, and within a month, the next big thing on campus came up, and I was forgotten. Krista and her friends continued to call me EU. Creep. When they saw me, but the rest of the student body lost interest, so I was never accused of anything or ostracized. After college, I learned about self-care and usually work with other programmers, so I don't stand out as a social outcast. When Krista was introduced to our team, I don't think she recognized me. It's only been a week, but I wonder if bringing up the college incident to HR is worthwhile. Most of my rational brain wants to let this go, treat Krista as a new person, and move on. However, I fear she might tell a skewed version of the college events and sour the team against me. I think I should disclose the incident to HR in case she starts telling tales, so I have recourse. Do you think I should tell HR about my past with Krista? Update 1. Yesterday, some things happened, some bad, mostly good. There were mixed responses, with most telling me to report it, but one HR professional saying I shouldn't. Due to the mixed messaging, I consulted a local employment lawyer. The lawyer advised me to inform HR about my past with Krista, clarifying that there was never any disciplinary action against me in college. He asked if my job had a copy of my transcript, and I verified that it did. The lawyer also asked if there were any third parties who could verify the harassment and if I could get their contact details. I knew 2 people from college who would tell the truth, so we were good there. The lawyer told me to request a meeting with HR and my supervisor, explain the past with Krista, state that there were no charges or disciplinary actions, and mention the 2 witnesses. So that's what I did. Friday morning, I sent an email to HR and my supervisor requesting a formal meeting at 10 a.m. My supervisor came to my desk, asked if everything was okay, and wanted to ensure I was happy. I assured him everything was fine and it wasn't about him or the team. He seemed relieved, and by 10 a.m., we went into the conference room with the HR officer. I thanked them for taking the time to meet with me and followed my lawyer's instructions. I explained that Krista, the new project manager, was someone I went to college with and that she participated in harassing me. I detailed how there were no charges or disciplinary actions and provided the contact info of 2 witnesses who saw the harassment. My supervisor seemed shocked, and the HR officer reviewed the information I provided. They talked for a minute, then called Krista in. When Krista walked into the conference room and saw me, HR, and the team supervisor, she seemed shocked. HR started with, "We have been told you 2 have a past." Krista sat down, looking shocked. She admitted to the bullying but repeatedly tried to reframe it as a misunderstanding. She didn't outright describe the bullying but was told that this incident from our past should stay buried and not be brought up again. HR made it clear that it shouldn't become a funny water cooler story. Krista and I agreed, but she still looked shaken. As noon approached, the meeting wrapped up. My supervisor and HR reiterated that neither of us should mention the college incident. We are professionals here to do a job. I went to the break room for lunch, feeling like my appetite had finally returned after days of stress. I sat with the development team and started eating. Halfway through my sandwich, another coworker, Sandy, 30 feet, came by and said, "So I heard an interesting story yesterday about you and Krista," with a big grin. She didn't get further because my supervisor, who was at our table, stood up, pointed at Sandy, and across the room at Krista, and said, "You too. Conference room. Now." I wasn't privy to what happened in the conference room, but I saw the HR officer go in 2 minutes later, looking pretty pissed with a mustard stain on her shirt. It seems she was interrupted during lunch. I don't know what went on, but the rest of my team asked what that was about. I said, "I have no idea," and kept eating. 5 minutes later, 2 more coworkers from other parts of the project were brought into the conference room. Lunch ended, and we went back to work, but speculation was high. It wasn't until 3 p.m. that the conference room finally emptied. Krista looked like she had been crying, and the others in the room seemed to treat her coldly. I'm not sure what this means, but for now, Krista is still working here. I appreciate the lengths HR and my supervisor are going to ensure this situation doesn't escalate further. Update 2. Monday wasn't a disaster, so that was good. My supervisor and the HR officer brought everyone on the team into the big conference room. The HR officer said that we are a professional company, and while we do like to have fun, with company outings like golf, bowling, main event, we are to be strictly professional and not gossip about other coworkers' personal lives. Sandy and the 2 other coworkers who were brought into the conference room on Friday looked pretty ashamed during this. Krista was sitting at the other end of the conference room table, and there seemed to be a noticeable distance between her and the other employees. My supervisor said he wants to consider this matter closed and for us to get back to offering great solutions to our clients. Everyone filed out of the conference room and went back to work. Lunch on Monday was pretty tense, but on Tuesday management had a local Mexican place bring in a Taco Tuesday for us, and the mood improved considerably. I don't gossip, but I did hear murmurs that Krista is now on her final warning and put on a performance improvement plan, all within her first 2 weeks. I'm not sure how true these rumors are, but with how isolated Krista now appears to be from the rest of the team, it is clear that everyone else is not willing to socialize with her beyond their work functions. I considered this matter closed myself, and if Krista worked hard and got her redemption arc, I'd have been fine with it. But then last night happened. I'm not sure where Krista got my address, but she was outside my house last night, and luckily my doorbell camera caught it, so I can pretty accurately transcribe it. She rang and asked if we could talk. I said through the digital doorbell that there was nothing to talk about, and she better leave because this is now harassment. She pleaded for me to come outside and discuss it. I declined and emphasized she's not welcome. She then said she had a crush on me in college, that her friends found out she asked me to coffee and pressured her to turn it into a harassment campaign, and she was afraid of them disowning her for liking a guy like me. Guys, I wanted to laugh so hard. I was socially awkward back in college, but even I knew this was nonsense. Hell, I wasn't even interested in Krista for a date. I thought she wanted to be my friend. I told her that I didn't care what she had to say, she had to leave. She told me I could just ask Sandy what she told her and it would clear this all up. I declined and said that this matter in the office is closed. Krista finally made an exaggerated sigh and walked off. I took the video recording from the doorbell and sent it to the employment lawyer and will give it to my supervisor and HR today. I will be shocked if she lasts longer than this Friday now. Update 3. Krista is fired. I didn't even have to send HR the doorbell cam video, but I did send it to the lawyer I was talking to. The lawyer is drafting a cease and desist and potentially a restraining order if needed. Krista somehow got my address from someone in IT. The new IT hire is suspended because of this data breach and everyone got a memo about data security yesterday morning, including the usual about phishing scams. Krista's desk was empty when I came in yesterday morning, and since I'm taking the necessary legal steps, I'm considering this matter closed. Thanks for the help everyone.